Mustard Knuckle.
Hello everybody, Mustard Knuckle back again. We're heading out in the Calliope. Let's see what this thing's all about. I got a test drive in it, so I'm giving it a whirl to see what this thing can do. I don't even know how to use it. I don't even know how to fire these rockets. Oh, there we go. I just figured it out. So, let's see what happens. I don't know. I see these things fly around sometimes, and I think it's cool looking, but I wonder if they ever actually hit anything. So, that's what we'll try. So we'll go into a little bit of the history of this thing. Gameplay, we'll see what happens with that. And any tips that I can offer while we go. That's not going to get there. That's not going to get there. Maybe I'll figure out how to aim it before the end of the game. I don't even know where I want to stay. I think I'm going to go in a little bit later. Try to figure out where these things... They don't go very far. You got to aim them way up. Alright. There. Well, almost made it across. So, when I was reading about this, it's pretty interesting. A lot went into this whole rocket launcher thing. It's a T-34 rocket launcher, which it kind of annoys me how often T-34 is used between the tank, this rocket launcher, the United States tank, the Russian tank, the T-34, like that whatever that maybe Chinese thing or whatever that anti-air one is. There's too many T-34s around. It's confusing. So, oops, somebody's tried to get me. That would have been unfortunate for me. Let's see. Like I said, I mean, I literally don't know what to do with this. So, this thing had 60 114 millimeter rockets. They were fired. You see the wires going down, so they were fired from inside. Whoa! And that's an interesting point because what I was reading is this thing is super top heavy. This whole apparatus on top of this tank weighed almost 2,000 pounds, which is crazy to me. I mean, everything's so much heavier than what I would have thought. I mean, this thing, it's over 2,000 pounds sitting up there, like, probably 12 feet in the air. So, that makes it a little bit more challenging. So, I'm just going to go for it, because, you know, it's free, and it's a test, so I figured I might as well, let's see if we can get this guy. Can we do anything? Oh, that was cool. What about, let's go right on it. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, so this is pretty effective. Alright. Wow, I cannot believe he didn't kill me. So he hit the rockets. I don't know if that means they're not gonna work or what. Try to help this guy repair. Alright, and defend this point. So this whole apparatus up here weighed like 2,000 pounds, carried 60 rockets. The intent was for it to be used against like fortified positions. So for D-Day they were going to use it on that, but then once they realized how top heavy these things were, they didn't dare put them on a boat or a landing craft. They'd roll the whole thing over, and that'd be a big time waste. So they didn't use them for that. Like if I fire right now, I think unless it's one of the center rockets, it's just going to hit the buildings, right? So that's not going to work. So they were going to use them for that, to break up the bunkers, and that doesn't work. And the idea was that even with the high explosive round, come on, back up, sweet. Even with the high explosive round that could be in the 75 millimeter gun, you know, that's one round at a time, so that's a lot harder to use because it's a small amount of high explosive. You know, high explosive wasn't really designed to be used against tanks. It was designed to be used against infantry and the foxholes and the you know, the things like the trenches and all that kind of stuff. We could launch this high explosive in there and, you know, I mean, take out a lot of guys. So that was kind of what the whole point was, as far as I know. But this allowed them to lay in a ton of high explosive material. Yeah, I'm just hitting that building. So there's a downside of this. You can't do much with it if you're trying to hide. they wanted to be able to put in a higher concentration of high explosive stuff. Sweet. That was lucky. Oop, this guy didn't see me. Ah, I'm not reloaded. That would have been cool. So that's what this was for. And oh man, I just blew that shot. Nope, these aren't working. There we go. Oh, right in the side of the turret. Okay, so as it turns out, these rockets are pretty awesome. This is I was just about to say this is going really well. But it stopped going as well right about the time that I was going to say it's going really well. That's when it stopped going well. So, here we go. Let's get another one and see what happens. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Just keep firing. Oh, that's something I just thought of. This sound that this thing makes. Apparently, because they didn't use them in D-Day, these things didn't really get much use until late 45 with Patton and his group, and they were like coveted targets of the Germans. And the Germans would just kind of, oh my gosh, wow, pay to win, right? That's what that person's gonna say. So they used them right toward the end of 45, getting toward the end of the war, and when they could actually get them across safely into France, that's when they brought them over. And they hardly used them for their intended role, but they would, apparently the noise would scare a lot of soldiers and make them basically run. And that psychologically was so much of a large impact, more so than its actual service record, but the psychological impact of this thing, these guys didn't want anything to do with it. And if they don't want anything to do with that, then that means they're not going to be around when your soldiers come in, and etc. So it's interesting how something like that can make such a big difference without actually being implemented in the way that it was intended to be used. And it's a constant theme all the way throughout all the research and things that I've read for these videos, is that not only is it's just a surprise how frequently something doesn't work the way it's intended to work, but then leads to something else, you know, like this Calliope. They didn't really use it the way they wanted to, but it was so effective as a weapon, as a psychological weapon. So there we go. Alright, well, I know I say non-premium all the time, but I got a test drive, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And that's it. What did I get? 6 kills, 6 hits, no, 6 crits and 12 hits. Alright, well, and I didn't get blown up by the first shot that hit me, so that was cool too. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed it. Good luck, have fun, we'll see you in the next one.